Hi guys, I'm excited to do another doctor series and I'm really pumped because today we're actually going to be talking about sports and wellness. So we have Dr. McClerkin on and she comes from all the way from Houston, Texas. So thanks for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me. This is exciting.
Yeah, definitely. So I just wanted to kind of like dive in and talk to you a little bit more about what you've been up to. I know you've been very busy during the pandemic. So I know that you're a chiropractor, but you're branching out and starting your own med spa as well within your practice. Share with us more about that.
So I'm really excited. I'm stoked. I'm pumped because I'm finally able to use my nursing degree. I haven't been able to use it because with everything that's going on with COVID, a lot of hospitals aren't wanting new nurses. So that's perfectly fine. So, but the med spa was already in the works, and we're launching at the end of the month. We'll be offering laser hair removal, chemical peels, dermal fillers, Botox, weight loss programs. We'll also be offering, I'm super excited about this one because it's vaginal and anal rejuvenation. And not a lot of people are doing it, but I'm kind of like promoting, like, hey, do you have a hot girl summer? Let's get you back right and tight. So we're doing that. We're also doing IV drips as well. With and a bunch of other services. I've got so many services. Like, I'm always like, okay, what are we doing again? What are we doing again? Because it's so much, but I want it to be like your one-stop shop self-care haven.
I think that's amazing. And it sounds like, I follow you on Instagram and it sounds like this has sort of been a dream of yours for a long time. So why now does it feel like a good opportunity to pursue this?
Well, I've always wanted to be able to get into the realm of Botox, especially once I got my chiropractic degree, and then I got hit with a monkey wrench. Like, no, ma'am, can't do that. As chiropractors, we're not allowed to penetrate the skin in any type of way, with the exception of acupuncture or dry needling. So now that I'm a nurse, and I wanted to go into nursing for various other reasons too, but Botox is like, now I'm like, oh yes, I can do Botox. So now I'll be able to do that. And then a lot of the services that I'll be able to offer still allow me to utilize my nursing skills, and just not in a hospital setting. But I've always been so interested in cosmetics and beauty. So now I'm actually able to, help people with that process. And it helps with mental health too, because a lot of times I'm like, oh my God, I'm so ugly, or I'm so this, or I'm so that, thinking that, and then they just want like Botox or something like that. So it helps their mental too. Don't ask me how, or like the whole, because I'm not a mental therapist, but it does. It really, truly, the studies show that it does work.
That's great. And I know that you're obviously in Texas, so COVID has been really tough there in that area in a hot zone. How have you been dealing with that throughout your practice? What were some of the initial changes for you?
In the very beginning, it was tough because everyone is so, I don't want to go out because of COVID, or I'm scared I'm going to get it, thing, this, that, and other. But because we're kind of, coming in on telling, even though like our numbers are like really, really high, we had the time to be able to really put in COVID protocols in place. So when you first come to the clinic, we have a touchless thermometer. All you do is you just stand in front of it and the thermometer goes right off. Then you have to put your hand under the touchless hand sanitizer, and then you clean your hands, and then we buzz you in. You come back. We are constantly running throughout the day. We have a UV HEPA filter that helps to kill germs throughout the office. So we've got several of those throughout the office, and we continue with our normal protocols where we're wiping down the table with every patient. We're putting down the face paper, and then we're also putting the disposable sheets on the tables as well. The only thing that's different now is like between each patient, we spray with Lysol. We're kind of having to be a little bit more conservative with the Lysol because it's so hard to find right now. So if anybody has any ideas where to get some, let me know because we need it.
Yeah, maybe we can send you some. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Well, it sounds like you've just been really busy during this time, and I know that you've actually had to like build out your new space. So how has that been going for you? What have been some of those challenges, but also what have been some of the fun parts too?
To be honest with you, I feel like right now I'm hemorrhaging money trying to get the place together, but it's great because it's so beautiful. We've got chandeliers in the med spa rooms. I've also got a chandelier in my office, It's a gorgeous chandelier in the front. So when you walk in, it's not your typical chiropractic practice. You're like, wow, wow. So we want people to have that chic upscale feel when they walk through the door. Right now, I would say some of the challenges that we've encountered is the shipping being behind because of obviously, COVID, everything's behind with that. And then some other challenges that we've encountered is now with us being like at the peak in Houston, our numbers are slowing back down again just because people are afraid to go out. So what we've been doing is sending out, constant emails. Hey, we are sanitizing. We're still open. Masks are required. Can only come by yourself unless you're a parent accompanying a minor, just to, practice that safe social distancing. And then we're starting next week, we're gonna have a thing where we're implementing, like when you go to the restaurant or when you go to a certain dentist office, you call and let us know you're here. We'll have you do the form on your phone really quick just to make sure you don't have any symptoms. Then when you come in, we're gonna continue with the same thing. You check your temperature and we just keep moving with that. It's just really making sure that the patients know that we are sanitizing, we're barbicide safe, and we're good to go.
That's great. And tell us a little bit more about your background as a chiropractor. What made you want to become a doctor and specifically a chiropractor?
I've been a chiropractor for, oh my God, it's so weird to say. I've been a chiropractor for 8 years. I've been in the chiropractic field for 14 years. When I first moved to Texas, I started working for a chiropractor. And because initially I wanted to be a physical therapist, but all the interviews I was going on, I thought I was going for physical therapy, was actually chiropractic offices. I was like, okay, this is so cool. I can do physical therapy and chiropractic and just combine it all together because I've always had a passion and love for sport, which is why I named my business the Sports and Wellness Doc. So it's allowing me to be able to have both my passions of being able to work with athletes, help athletes, and then also being able to help others. So people that want to go into sports, or people that just like, hey, my back hurts, I've been working too hard at the job, or I want to know what chiropractic is about. I love to educate. So I'm educating every day. So it's allowing me to be able to do that.
Absolutely. And I know that you also do work with celebrities and athletes sometimes. So how's that experience been?
That's been great. It's been really, really good, but obviously now it's slowed down. So there were some musicians and stuff when they would come to town. I would pack up my table and I would go to the location where they were, work on them, get them adjusted, and sometimes they would offer for me to stay for the show, and that was really good. And you get to realize, you get to see people for who they are instead of just who the media portrays them or just who they have to be when they put on this facade. Once they get on a table, they can be themselves, and just if they choose to chat about things that's going on, or if they just want to just lay silently and just get worked on, that's fine too. But I love to be able to see them in their actual real element as opposed to what we see on TV or Instagram and things like that.
Yes, definitely. And specifically, many people know chiropractic work is like if you're in a car accident, you usually see a chiropractor, but you can use these services all the time. So share with us why somebody would go see a chiropractor.
So like you said, people have this misconception, oh, I'm only supposed to go to a chiropractor when I'm in pain or if I've been in a car accident. So like I tell people, if you kind of got to treat it like your vehicle. You know when your vehicle needs maintenance, you don't wait for the check engine light to come on. So you don't want to do that with your body either. You don't want to wait for your body to be like, oh, I'm in pain, let me go ahead and go. Let's go ahead and start that preventive medicine now. And we take a holistic approach to the entire body. So we help to take the pressure off the nerves, decrease pain. We also help to improve range of motion without the need for medicine and putting all these extra chemicals in your body that have all these side effects where you end up with headaches or some weird side effects where in rare cases, death, or you have people who have ringing in the ears, or now you can take this medicine and it's causing swelling in your feet. So now you got to take another medicine to prevent swelling in the feet. So if we can prevent all of that and just, stay on top of it, at least come in once a month for that maintenance care, then you don't end up having to like, oh, now I'm in pain, so now I should go to the chiropractor. Especially for people that work in blue collar jobs that are working in plants and things like that, doing heavy lifting. Go ahead and come now before the pain starts. That way we can prevent it and then show you the different stretches to do throughout the day so you can get off work and sleep well without pain or discomfort or irritation.
Yeah, definitely. And what happens when somebody does come to you and they are in a lot of pain? Do they need just extra sessions and more TLC? How do you usually handle that situation?
So the ones that are in a lot of pain that come in, I love those ones because that makes me work harder because now I have to, let you know, like, hey, look, we can get you out of here without pain. I can't guarantee you're going to be down to a 0 or a 1. We can at least get you from that 10 to a 3. So it does take a little bit extra care. And then those people, they might have to do the dry needling in the first session, or they may have to do the cupping in the first session. But those visits last longer because I'm a perfectionist. So say Jane comes in and her low back is hurting every time she makes a movement. She can't get in and out of the car. So with those type of people or anybody that comes in with pain, we replicate the exact thing that's causing the pain because that's how I know that it's working. I'm not going to just work on you and be like, okay, well, we put the stem on you, we did your massage, I'll see you later. No, we're gonna have you sit down. We're gonna have you get up like you're getting out of the car, bend down. Okay, let me work on this more. Still pain. What's your pain level now? Until I get them down to a pain level to where they can actually maneuver without it, or it's very, very minimal.
I think that's great. It sounds like you really care about your patients. What's your favorite thing about being a doctor?
My favorite thing about being a doctor is the ones that come in with challenges. So I had a guy that came in, he had frozen shoulder. When he first came in, he could only get to like here.
Mhm.
And now we're getting him to here. And it's so funny because we were joking about it yesterday. We have the notches on the wall from when he first started to where he is now. And I was like, so that was at the old office. I was like, we got to make some new notches on the wall for your new area. But since he's here, we can go ahead and we don't have to make the notches on the wall. But that's one of my favorite things. And then also when my athletes call me or they send me pictures, they've hit a personal record or they medaled. Those are the things that really drive me, and it's the motivation that keep going and remind me of why I chose this field.
Absolutely. And just kind of back to the fact that you are launching this new part of your business and this is a pandemic. This could be like a rough time to be considered to launch a new business. How do you feel about that? And do you feel that there's still a need for the new services that you're going to be offering?
Oh yes, beauty is not going to die. It's because beauty is a growing industry. It's actually turned into $1 billion industry. So even though it may slow down for a second, but then it's going to come right. We're going to pick right back up, especially with the weight loss, because it's how you angle and how you market it. Especially now, I have so many people that I talk to are like, I don't know if you know, so when you're scrolling down your timeline, people will post the memes about that gained weight during the pandemic.
Yes.
Weight loss, I'm right here for you. I'm going to help you get the COVID pounds off. We're going to get them gone. And then those stress lines that you've gotten from COVID, sitting at home or having to work from home or looking for another job, don't worry, I got some Botox for that too. I got something for everything. Okay, so we're not going to let COVID slow us down.
I love that. That's awesome. And I know you guys are going to be offering the body contouring. So how does that work for somebody who's never done that before?
So for the body contouring, it's a laser probe that we use. It's totally non-invasive, and the sessions usually take about 30 to 45 minutes. What it does is it helps to burn the fat, but I have to tell people because a lot of times people think, oh, so one quick thing, and it's not. It takes time. So depending on the person and how much we have to work with, it can be anywhere from 6 visits to 10 visits before you can actually see like the ideal results. But you'll see at least a 1/2 inch to 2 inches loss within one visit. But again, it just depends on that person's particular body type. And then you also have to do your homework, which is make sure you're drinking plenty of water. If we provide you with a tea, you need to make sure you're doing that. And then also make the necessary dietary changes too, because it all works together.
Yes. How important is nutrition when it comes to our bodies in terms of weight loss or in terms of back pain, things of that nature? Like, how important is it what we put into our bodies?
I love that one. Nutrition is extremely important because people, they can work out. You can go run 5 miles every single day and they're like, oh my God, I'm not losing any weight, or I'll when I hop on the scale after I've done my 5 miles, I'm down, but then I wake up the next morning, I'm right back up. That's because that weight that you're losing when you're running, it's all water weight. So if you're not eating properly, you can't out train a bad diet. Period. You cannot out train a bad diet. So they all work hand in hand. So you can go through and get all these quick fixes. You can go get a tummy tuck. You can pay all the money to do that. But if you're not going to eat right and use the proper nutrition, that tummy tuck that you just spent $10,000 for, now you're kind of throwing your money away because you've gained that weight back. So it's very important to make sure that you're getting those green leafy vegetables, you're eating your vegetables, your fruit, alcohol in moderation, fried food in severe moderation, and just making sure that you're eating what you should, because especially in African American community, we love, fried foods because that's what we're used to in some instances. So we're at greater risk for high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke. So we really have to make sure that we're paying attention. And then even with other races, you have to make sure that you're having a diet that is high in vegetables. So you want to have a rainbow plate. So you want to have more vegetables, a little bit of meat, and then also some carbs. The carbs are dependent on your level of activity, but your diet is everything. I cannot stress that enough. Like, the diet is everything. Make sure you're taking and then drinking plenty of water as well.
Yeah, and you mentioned about the alcohol in moderation. So how important is that in terms of people trying to lose weight? Like, there are a lot of calories in specific alcohol, is that correct?
Yes, there's a lot of calories because alcohol is like sugar. It's just basically a lot of sugar, and then it's empty calories. So once you take those calories in, it's not like if you had a piece of fried chicken, or if you went and ate a biscuit, you can go burn it off. Those calories you don't burn off; they're just there. And then also another thing is stress. So now stress also contributes to gaining weight. Whether you're a stress eater or you're a stress non-eater, it still causes you to gain weight, because now your body is retaining this fat. And then also, when your cortisol levels are high, your cortisol is in your stomach, though that can also cause you to have that pouch that everybody is annoyed with, but that too.
Absolutely. Well, where can we find out more information about you or come see you?
Yes. So I am on social media, sports and wellness doc. So sports, AND, wellness, DOC. And my website is sportsandwellnessdoc.com. If you want to call me, 832-844-1754. Again, that's 832-844-1754.
Great. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show, and good luck with the new business.
Thank you so much. Thanks again for having me.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
You too.